What do you consider most important when you are intimate with your partner? Many men believe that women will automatically be satisfied as long as their penis is large and strong. However, it is important to remember that women are not necessarily satisfied simply because something is large or lasts a long time. In fact, many women may pretend to enjoy something even if they don't, just to make their partner feel good. Therefore, it is essential to pay close attention to a woman's true feelings. As men age, they often find that they can't maintain the same level of stamina as they did in their youth. Therefore, instead of focusing solely on lasting longer or being stronger, it's important to approach things in a different way. This is because emotional factors play just as significant a role as physical factors in sharing love. Even if you don't have the same level of physical stamina as you did in your youth, there are definitely ways to maintain the same level of passion and intimacy in your relationship. Today, we will discuss practical ways to share attractive and satisfying love even in middle age. The first thing I would like to actively recommend is the use of gel. When you hear the word tool, you may think of something elaborate or noisy, but here we are simply referring to gel that helps smooth things over. As women age, hormone levels decrease, which can lead to a loss of moisture in that area. According to data from the American Sexual Health Association, 56% of women over 50 experience pain during intercourse. This is not necessarily due to a decrease in libido, but rather because hormonal changes can lead to dryness, which in turn causes pain. If this situation persists, it can naturally lead to avoiding intimacy. In such cases, gel can be a significant help. Many people use products that create a warming sensation when applied, but there are also products with a pleasant fragrance, so you can choose one that suits your preferences. By creating a smooth environment, women can feel free from pain and enjoy intimacy more comfortably. If men take the initiative to prepare in advance, their partner's satisfaction will significantly increase. Second, I recommend regularly sharing intimate conversations. In the early stages of marriage or when you're young, just making eye contact can spark passion. But as you get older and enter middle age, if you don't consciously stimulate each other, the response may not come as easily. This isn't necessarily because love has faded, but rather a natural result of stress in daily life or hormonal changes. However, you can't just sit there and watch your passion fade away. Instead, you should deliberately try to have sensual and proactive conversations. In the United States, dirty jokes or sexual talk are often considered vulgar or uncomfortable. However, at least between spouses or long-term partners who trust each other, it is necessary to try such conversations to some extent. In fact, a study by the University of Texas found that couples who comfortably engage in sexual conversations have significantly higher relationship satisfaction than those who do not. Sharing such intimate stories goes beyond simply raising the level of conversation. It is an important signal that you fully trust and open up to your partner. Even if every conversation does not lead to intimacy, it is important to create the expectation that it is always possible. When that expectation builds up over time, even small touches or light physical contact can spark passion in an instant. If both partners are comfortable with it, feel free to explore more explicit conversations. Overcoming shyness can lead to discovering new pleasures. The third is to continue loving each other even after menopause. In fact, many people believe that it is natural to stop having sex after menopause. Especially in our society, there is a tendency to believe that women's sexual desire diminishes with age, but this is not the case in Western culture. While menopause is a physical change characterized by a decrease in female hormone production, the reduction in female hormones and the complete absence of sexual desire are separate issues. In fact, since testosterone, a male hormone, is also secreted in women to some extent, sexual interest or curiosity can actually increase with age. According to the American Sexuality Research Association, 62% of seniors aged 72 to 79 still engage in sexual activity. And even among those aged 80 to 84, 36% report having sex. In Western countries, especially in Northern Europe, it is considered perfectly natural to enjoy a sexual life until death. Since it is a basic human desire, there is no reason to feel ashamed or hide it. However, in the United States, many people feel ashamed of the fact that sexual desire exists even after menopause and are unable to express it openly. As a result, people often suppress their desires, leading to situations where they give up on something they could actually do due to shyness or concern about others' opinions. It is time to break free from this mindset. Sharing healthy love enriches life and offers numerous benefits, including preventing dementia and depression, boosting the immune system, and enhancing intimacy between partners. With advancements in medical technology, even older adults can maintain a fulfilling sex life with the help of appropriate medications or health products. This means there is no need to give up simply because one feels less energetic or physically unable. Embrace this aspect of life as an important part of who you are with confidence. Fourth, I suggest not setting a fixed time for intimacy, but instead being open to sharing love whenever and wherever the moment arises. Many people believe that intimacy must occur at night. However, in reality, evenings can be filled with activities such as drinking, social gatherings, work, or family matters, leaving the body exhausted and lacking the energy needed for intimacy. This often leads to postponing intimacy, which can reduce the frequency of intimate moments and gradually diminish passion. Let's try shifting our perspective. It doesn't have to be at night. Making love in the early morning when you wake up briefly, or in the morning while enjoying the warm sunlight, can be incredibly sweet and provide a new burst of energy. It is also known that men tend to feel their best in the morning. Intimacy is not about expending energy. It helps relax muscle tension and relieve stress, allowing you to start the day with more vitality and energy. Above all, sleep can be a true elixir. The problem is that it can be difficult to find the time to do so freely in a household with children or family members. However, if you are determined, there are many ways to make it happen. You could use a self-service accommodation facility or create a brief moment to enjoy it discreetly in a car. Of course, there are many precautions to take when engaging in intimate activities outdoors, but if you can safely utilize the space or situation, it could become a thrilling memory. Why do we go without such beneficial sleep for both body and mind? The truth is, there's no profound reason. It's mostly because we find it inconvenient or have vague notions that such things are outdated. However, the act of sharing love is not merely about pleasure. It strengthens the bond between spouses or partners, enhances psychological stability, and is beneficial for health. As we age, what we need is not more money or possessions, but someone who can comfort our hearts and provide us with a sense of physical comfort through genuine connection. Middle age is still the second half of our lives. If we nurture our relationships with care and attention during this precious time, we can enjoy a love that is deeper and more fulfilling than in our youth. Especially for women suffering from pain, simple aids like gel can help enjoy physical intimacy as before, and men should also take more time to understand their partner's mind and body. Pay close attention to how your partner reacts to a single word or small gesture, and communicate honestly to avoid repeating the same situations. In some cases, professional counseling or therapy may be necessary. If you have been experiencing persistent pain, excessive anxiety, or trauma, it is advisable to seek professional help. Recognize that this is not something to be ashamed of, and actively work together to achieve a fulfilling and comfortable love life. The most important thing is that both partners share the same mindset and are moving in the same direction. There is no reason to give up on love just because your body is not as it once was as you age. The physical changes that occur with menopause or perimenopause are natural parts of life's cycle, but they are not a sign that desire has disappeared. In fact, if you understand and support each other through these changes, you may feel even greater intimacy and connection than before. Focus on each other and honestly share what you enjoyed and what was uncomfortable. This will allow you to try more delicate approaches and, if necessary, seek appropriate products or medical assistance without hesitation. Ultimately, a healthy sex life is an important key to recharging both the body and mind. It also offers significant benefits that are often overlooked, such as dementia prevention, depression relief, and immune system enhancement. Even small acts of physical affection or a playful joke can gradually revitalize a relationship. Just as small sparks can ignite a large flame, the love and curiosity that have accumulated over time can suddenly ignite into passionate desire. Don't let age define the limits of your life. Instead, reignite the passion you once felt for each other. Reach out to each other anytime. Plan a secret date that no one knows about, and try sharing love in places or ways you never imagined in your youth. These can all be great sources of joy. We now have more experience and wisdom, and our eyes, which have gazed upon each other for so long, are filled with deep affection and trust. So don't feel awkward, and instead of assuming that you already know everything about each other, try new things little by little, express your feelings more honestly, and complete a wonderful love in your middle years. Your body and mind will become more comfortable, and the middle years may be the perfect time to try new things. While we all have many responsibilities and obligations in life, we must never neglect the time we spend with ourselves and the people we love. The deep connection shared with someone you've spent years with, whether as a spouse or partner, holds an irreplaceable value that cannot be compared to anything else. I hope you all maintain your physical and mental health, continue to nurture your affection for one another, and fill every moment of the rest of your lives with love. May love always fill your relationships, and may happy days continue for all of you. Today's story ends here. Thank you sincerely to everyone who watched until the end. We at Dating After 40 will continue to share the honest hearts and delicate emotions of women in greater depth. Please support us with your subscriptions and likes. Thank you.